Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the show. This is Jenga Njero. Now, today we have the Matchmaker show, and you understand the protocol here. Any other time we have a man on board, the man is looking for a woman, and when we have a woman, the woman is looking for a man. Today, we are having a man, and I'll be telling you the kind of woman he is looking for. But before then, if you're watching us for the very first time, this is the Matchmaker show. We help men and women to get matches, and the moment they get the right ones, they meet their destinies. So you're not lost. If you're new to the show, subscribe, like the video, and don't forget to leave a comment. Also, the contacts of our guest will be on my Facebook page at Jenganjero. So you can follow Jenganjero on Facebook, and you'll be getting these updates in real time. Our guest on today's show is a 55-year-old man. His name is Samuel Kimani. And I want to give a disclaimer because this is not the first kind of candidate that I've brought on the show. We started with this kind of candidates back in 2022. So our guest on today's show has a sexual dysfunction following an accident that he had 6 years ago. I want to give you the backstory because sometimes people say that health is wealth, and he is in a stable condition health-wise, except that now his problem is was not correctable, or the problem, I don't know how deep the problem goes, but he says that he has a sexual dysfunction. The reason why most of these candidates give a disclaimer is because they would like to create attention and awareness to an interested candidate so that you will not be attracted to a candidate based on what they have, and maybe you're expecting other things only to be disappointed in the end. And therefore, Mr. Samuel Kimani decided to be very honest on this one. He's actually inspired by somebody who was here some times back. We brought him, I think, 3 times. There was Washira from Coast. There was also another guy, Kyoko, and they still got matches. Now, I want to give you the backstory because at the end of the day, he is a successful businessman. He's doing quite well, and he was married. But what happened? I want to give you the backstory so that by the time you approach him, or by the time we are done with the video, you're able to disqualify or qualify him. Are we together? And you can also do that to yourself. Before then, check whether you're subscribed to our YouTube channel. You can enable the notifications bell so that any other time we release a new video, YouTube automatically notifies you. And then you can follow us on Facebook at Jenganjeru. That is where we will be posting the contacts of our guest. Now, Mr. Kimani Simon, or Samuel, sorry, is a man who had an accident 6 years ago. They had created a very good business with the wife. They have one son. And I don't know the problem with most successful people. They like getting one child, two maximum. I don't know. And they have enough resources to raise good children and give them some good education. But anyway, it is the fate of most successful people. I don't know why. And I think when you're successful and you're able to bring other children after your kind, if God gives you that ability, why not? So he had an accident and they had one son. They still have one son with the ex-wife. And it happened that during that time, now I want you to understand why he is single. During that time, when he had an accident that was very fatal, an accident that got his legs broken, an accident that got him bedridden. By the time he was having that accident, or the time he was meeting the accident, the wife had scheduled a visit to the United States where the sister lives with the mother. The sister to the wife lives in the United States, and the sister had hosted the mother because it is now the younger sister had hosted the mother because she wanted the mother to help her raise the kid. I hear that raising a kid is very expensive in the United States and also in Europe. But in the US, I hear that even hiring a nanny, the house manager or the maid, is very expensive. So they did their maths and realized hosting the mother would be easy. So the younger sister hosted the mother. So when the mother went there and the child is big now, they're celebrating, they invited the sister, now the ex of Mr. Samuel Kimani. By the time that Bona Kimani was having an accident, the wife was still in Kenya and the journey was scheduled. So she was traveling, she was set to travel. Now it is like a month into the travel. The dates are set, everything, the flight is set, and the woman is up and down, planning everything. At that instant moment, the husband gets an accident. Now our guest on today's show, Mr. Samuel Kimani. So, because they are successful, and there are people who would not even struggle with rescheduling a visit, considering that they have been in the US even for a tour as a couple, considering that they have even visited. So, it is not a problem to them. They have not defaulted any immigration treaty. So, traveling was not a problem, just like a tourist. See where you receive a letter and an invitation, you go and come back. It would not have been a problem. Very clean records. They have money, so you cannot say that she is going to look for greener pastures. But she refused to stay. She refused to schedule. She refused to reschedule the flight and the dates. So Mr. Kimani is successful enough to a point that even if the airlines company was to refuse or to reject a refund, he would still have paid after he got well for the wife to travel. But the wife said, no, 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 I have to go see mama. I have to go and see her. I have to go and see my sister. And that was that. So she traveled. And she left the wife, the husband, bedridden. And clearly, everyone was like, where is your wife? You're being served by everyone. Yes, you're hiring people, you're hiring even home nurses, but where is your wife? She went to see the mother. Was the mother sick? No. Was the sister sick? No. Was there a burial? No. So you're going to celebrate? Yes. That was the reason. So the man had a dented ego. He felt that this was too much, and according to him, it is like he was never loved from the beginning. In the first place, he felt like he was never loved, and so decided that it was enough. So 6 months down the line, the wife didn't come. It was now on the seventh month. The man was still recovering. That the wife came back, and the man vowed that as long as she left when he was bedridden, they were never going back as husband and wife. It was betrayal of the biggest order, according to him. So he felt betrayed. He felt like he was not important, and he felt that the grounds for divorce were justified. And that is how they divorced, and he gave her something, and they parted ways. So as we speak, the divorce is official. He felt betrayed, and that is where he got the problem. You see now where the sexual complication comes from, because the accident was actually fatal. The accident was bad. It was bad to a point that both of his legs were broken. You understand? All the way to the spine, all the way to the to the to the pelvic girdle. The back. It was bad, and he actually walks. He limps kidogo. People who knew him from the beginning can tell that he is limping, although si ile ya sana, he recovered. Everything else is fine, except that the doctor unfortunately told him that his sex life was not going to be the same again. And that is understandable because he survived the accident. Luckily enough, he had a child, and the son is big enough. Now the son is on his own, and the mother was left. The mother tried to dispute that divorce, saying that it was not based on pure grounds, and the husband said no. So you see, in case of a divorce, if one party is not willing to settle, no matter how pure your intentions are, if one party has decided that it's a divorce, there's no need of fooling yourself because it is done and dusted. So that is why Mr. Kimani is single and searching. I don't know whether you feel the same, whether that betrayal was there or it was an imagination. I don't know whether you feel like the divorce was justified. But all the same, it is done and dusted. If you're there, you're single and searching. This is a businessman who is doing quite well, and he's looking for a woman between the ages of 40 all the way to 50, a woman who is serious, a woman with children, maximum two, must be educated because he's well educated, and a woman who is a committed Christian because he is. This woman, and this is where maybe the deal breaker is for most people, this woman must be ready for surveillance. You see, there is a woman we had connected with a similar man, and we brought the case back here. I think that was around November of 2023. A woman says that it's okay. She is going to take a man who had a sexual complication. And the reason she was interested is because the guy is successful. You understand? Now the guy is successful, he is doing very well. The woman says, I will handle. Few months down the line, she decides to go astray, and the man noted that the woman was promiscuous, and he sent her packing, of course, with some punishment. And the woman came back crying and screaming at the top of her lungs. So, people like this, admittedly, are very jealous. There's a man we had on the show, and he's bedridden to date. And every woman he tried to date, at least Kimani is better because he's walking, he's talking, he's doing all the things. You can't know. Now, the problem with the other guy is that he's bedridden. So, even when another man visits the compound, that bedridden guy does not want to see the woman smiling. Because people who have complications like this are naturally envious, they are jealous, and you can understand because sometimes, because of their inability to do other things, they feel jealous. They feel jealous, that is, and you can understand them. So if you're there, single and searching, successful, and a woman who is also having her own share of wealth in the universe, you have a portion of the same. Feel free, and a woman who has been able to take care of her children, maximum two. So if the woman has been able to take the children to school, well and good. And in short, a woman is not looking for help between the ages of 40 all the way to 50. I said if you're 50, 51, 52, there's no problem if you can try. I will be posting his contact on my Facebook page at Jenganjero. And we started a new podcast on YouTube called Clock Post. You can see it on your screens. If you would like to be a part of us, bringing you unbiased analysis, you can reach out to Clock Post. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel. As of today, we are around 90 subscribers on YouTube, but we always challenge ourselves to start something and see it successful. I'll see you in the next video. If you'd like us to arrange something private for you or to broadcast your story just like this of Mr. Samuel Kimani, you can reach out to us through the numbers you can see on your screens. Until then, this is Jenganjero. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.